Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And my name is Miska.
And welcome to Overwatch Central. So it can get kind of easy to talk about some of the big things that are happening in Overwatch. We may have Doomfist on the horizon, Season 3 is coming to an end, and there just seems to be a lot of big conversations about big things like Bastion. But within all of this, there are some much smaller topics that we can bring up. They're still pretty interesting and gives us insight to what Blizzard are trying to do at the moment. The Overwatch forums are a good place to spot all of this, as well as stuff on Twitter, for example. So we figured before the weekend get started, we would grab a lot of these sort of minor topics and throw them together, as they have some pretty interesting outcomes for the future and health of Overwatch. Again, it's a very interesting concept of video. We're kind of experimenting with stuff at the moment, so do let us know what you think in the comments below, and like this video if you'd like to see more of it.
So to begin with, we kind of have some bad news, but also interesting news from Jeff Kaplan himself. The post was originally about Roadhog receiving some compensation for his nerf, meaning other buffs, and Jeff Kaplan explained the buff and nerf theory at Blizzard, which we're not gonna go over in this video, but I'll link it down below. Anyway, he also answered user Cruel, who said, if only the devs would be more focused on releasing more heroes, people would care less about balance. Jeff Kaplan responded and said the following: we have new heroes coming. I don't think people will care less about balance though. The reason we don't talk about new hero development more is because we took the community feedback regarding the Sombra ARG to heart. Now, if you somehow missed the whole Sombra ARG experience and all the news around that was before Sombra was released, and mostly back in about October. The Sombra ARG lasted for quite a while. It was sort of a big puzzle to tease Sombra's release, but the thing is, it went on from about August. And even earlier than that, there were also hints to Sombra. So there were a lot of hints to the character Sombra, who then became a hero added to the game, but she was so bigged up that people kind of thought it would be more. So that's why Blizzard aren't really gonna be using hints anymore, or any ARG types of stuff to tease and, market heroes to some degree. It's a bit of a shame, to be honest, that they're pulling back entirely on this, because I do like the small things that the community has found around Doomfist so far, but it's also kind of understandable. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments below, since this is kind of a big deal, to be honest.
So surrounding the seasonal events, we saw a lot of anger at the fact that Widow, Genji, Hanzo never got any skins from the event, and they haven't got one in a while, especially anything that's legendary. Scarif posted on the Overwatch forums saying that there isn't many McCree skins, and he feels that he needs a new legendary, even if it's an event or not. Jeff Kaplan just posted, I think you'll be pleased with some of the upcoming content this year, which may be highlighting some seasonal events they've got planned, but also it might just be that they may release a new set of hero legendaries that might be worth checking out. The last set of legendaries that weren't involved in an event were the Reinhardt skins for Eichenwald, but that was kind of an event in itself, right? It was the reveal of a new map and stuff like that. Before then, it was the closed beta, and we haven't seen anything non-event based since. So it would be really nice to just have seasons where they go, oh, we've added a load of new skins and cosmetics into the game. It gives people an incentive to get some new loot boxes, maybe, if there's a higher chance of getting the new stuff at least. So if you play any of these heroes, I'd be excited to what Blizzard has lined up here.
Next up is some more minor stuff, which is more to do with something that we wanted to bring up because it's close to our hearts, and that has to do with clans and guilds. The Overwatch development team have expressed interest in adding a clans and guilds type of system to the game. It was suggested back in beta several times, and they said they were working on it and that it would be a post-launch feature. Now, Ryan and I, as people who run an Overwatch YouTube channel, are obviously very interested in this because it means that we could more easily set up live stream games with subs and that sort of stuff. So we've been looking at clans and guilds for a good while. Now, the last time it was mentioned was back towards the end of August, I believe, where it was mentioned again, but there wasn't really any sort of further development news there either. However, now it's mentioned again by Jeff Kaplan on the forums, who says we would be very excited to work on a system like this. That's it. It's not a very big comment, but the big thing here is that they've actually acknowledged this system again. And the development group, and Blizzard in particular, is definitely not a company that starts talking about various features and stuff that they just completely ignore and don't want to do, meaning that Jeff acknowledging it in this way means that it's definitely on their radar and on their to-do list. So hopefully it's something that we'll see at least in the first half of this year, but hey, who knows, it could be even longer. An Overwatch Central type of guild would be really cool to have in game though.
Some custom server options were also brought up on the forum that seems to have got Jeff Kaplan pretty happy and likes the suggestions. The first one being a switch team mechanic. Now basically an example of this would be upon death you switch to the other side and you can get some sort of like zombie-esque games out of it. For example, maybe a sort of Planet of the Apes sort of thing. You have 6 Tracers versus 1 Winston, but when one of the Tracers dies, she goes onto the other team and becomes a Winston, and you get this sort of 6v1, but then it's a 5v1 sort of thing as well. The idea of the custom servers in itself is to create crazy games like this, so I think this is a really good suggestion. and Jeff Kaplan really likes it, saying that this is a cool idea, we'll consider this for next time we're adding more options into the game system. Thanks for the input. And another one which I've spoken about a little bit on streams as well is the passwords for custom games as well. It's great for us as streamers to be able to go, this is the custom server, it's first come first serve, here's the password, and people sort of come in on their own. Jeff again said that he liked this idea and that they've included the game invites via battle tag to help out streamers as well, so you don't need to add people to your friends list before you add them into whatever custom games you want to set up, which again is good, but password system is a much more simple idea and I think it'd work really well for just sort of straightforward stuff at least.
Alright, so those are the posts that we have for today, but I have a couple more things that I want to bring up as well. So first of all, I want to say that it's awesome to see Jeff go on these sort of answering sprees on the forums, just answering loads of posts and really interacting with the community a lot. And I'm really happy to see this sort of developer and community relationship going strong. I feel like it's really healthy for the game and that sort of thing. Now, there are a few things to note here though. We want to make sure that all of you that are watching this video know that all the stuff discussed in this video is, yeah, sure, coming from Jeff Kaplan, a very credible source, who on top of that is speaking officially on the Blizzard forums. However, just like with the Samurai RG, the community has been hyped up for a lot of stuff in the past, and a lot of features that have been discussed on the forums have taken a while to implement. But it is a really good place to give feedback, and I'd love to see more people get on the forums and actually give more constructive feedback and suggestions like these, because there are a lot of posts that just get locked or changed, taken down, people get blocked, that sort of thing. But I'm sure the devs would also really appreciate some good suggestions and feedback to the game, so please hop on over to the Overwatch forums, because they are probably the best way of interacting with the developers.
And that's it for this time. Thank you very much for watching. Do let us know what you think of the things that we've gone over. What kind of legendary skins are you excited to see? Whether you want to see more hints. Maybe the Sombra ARG wasn't as bad as we all thought it was back then. And we would like to hear hints about Doomfist or any other future endeavours that Blizzard has planned. Would you join an Overwatch Central Guild if we made one? Stuff like that. Do let us know in the comments below. And like this video if you want to see this kind of content wrapped up format style in more videos like this. But until next time, take care. We'll see you then.